more of a Golden Girls fan now. My queens, Betty White. Rest in peace, girl. Hey everyone, hi. So today is a little bit of an awkward video for me to film, I gotta be honest, because I decided, you know what, I think it's finally time that I address this, because even though it doesn't seem like it's a big deal to a lot of people, or really anyone really, like I don't really see it as like, should this be a video I have to do, like do I have to explain myself? But I just decided, you know what, I feel like some of you guys deserve an explanation, because I gotta be honest, a majority of you guys who subscribe to this channel subscribed because of K-pop content. So yeah, as you guys saw by the title of this video, I'm gonna address why I left the K-pop community. Okay, now listen, this is not meant to, I am not here to offend the community, because I know if I say the wrong thing, them K-pop fans will come for me so quickly. Okay, like it's no joke, right? But yeah, so if you guys don't know, if you guys are new to my channel, which is fine, you know, for those of you who have been around for a long time, or if you've just happened to have heard, I started off my YouTube channel doing K-pop content. Now, when I say that I did like K-pop content, I'm talking like all sorts of stuff. You know, I did reaction videos. I did like, I started doing DIY videos, which like, I don't really know why. Like that wasn't something I was like passionate to do. Like, you know, like it wasn't a passion of mine to do DIY, but I just did it anyway. I did random little talks about K-pop, like things that are going on, like big things that are currently happening in the community. And I just, you know, as much as I enjoyed filming all those videos and like talking about K-pop non-stop, I think it mainly has to do with the fact that like I myself kind of bored myself with it, and I myself ruined it a little bit for myself. But that's not all the reason why I, you know, decided to leave it, you know what I mean? It's just like, I consider K-pop to be something of my teenagehood, you know what I mean? Like not my childhood, but my teenage years, like my teenhood. I don't know what the term for it is. I made a lot of friends because I was into K-pop, which is kind of a weird thing for me to say, because all of my friends that I made who were into K-pop and they took an interest to be friends with me because I liked K-pop, it was just weird because, or at least I just feel weird that like, I don't think that should have been the thing that brought us together. Like, you know, frankly, I don't think we should be friends if all we had in common was K-pop, you know what I mean? Like I just, which like that wasn't the case at some point, you know. A lot of them, I got to know them a little bit more. Like it's not like we met each other, and since the day we meet each other till like the last time we saw each other, all we talked about was K-pop, you know what I mean? Kind of reminds me of that episode of Austin and Ally where Ally reunites with her like camp friend and all they have in common is camp, you know what I mean? Like I had my own little situation like that. But now let's dive into as to why I left the community and why I don't do videos anymore. First of all, the reason, if you want to know why I don't do K-pop videos anymore on YouTube, and there's one word for that, and it is copyright. Okay, I was getting copyrighted literally every single video because most of my content was reaction videos. So it's like, obviously if I have a whole song playing, especially if it's brand new, obviously I was gonna get that copyright, you know what I mean? And it's like, I got annoyed of the fact that like, you know, it was something that I was passionate to do, and like I had a passion for reacting to K-pop videos and like music videos and streaming the new albums and stuff like that. Like it was a passion of mine back then, and I started seeing it as like, what if this could be my career? Like what if I could make a living off of doing YouTube? But then I started realizing, you know, as I took it more seriously to like start getting like, you know, paid for YouTube and get ads and stuff like that, which is something I still don't do. But, you know, I guess my time will come when it comes, you know. But, you know, to start off, like there was no way I was going to be able to make money off of all these videos that I'm constantly making if all I'm doing is getting copyrighted. Like, it's just, there was no possible way it would have happened unless I got sponsors, but like that's also something that like you need to meet a requirement for that too. So it's like, you know, it would have just been double the work for me. And in my opinion, I just like feel like, you know, I deserve a little better than that. So basically what happened with me and K-pop was that if you happen to have watched all my older videos when I was constantly doing K-pop videos, you would have seen that I was obsessed. Like, I was obsessed, right? Like, I was in this exact same room. The location, the setup was still here, but it was just like angled differently. And this part back here, my room where my plant is, my mini fridge and my wax melt, like right next to the door, I had a whole K-pop shrine as my background for my YouTube videos. And I recently looked back at one of my older videos and I just saw it and I'm like, dude, this doesn't even look neat. Like, you're just cluttering K-pop stuff to have a K-pop background, but you're not even organized. Like, I judged myself so much for it, and I just like became super obsessed with it. And even my own family like kind of like made fun of me for it, because, you know, they walk in and all they see is K-pop posters, K-pop stuff, like random K-pop stuff just all over my whole room, right? Like, you look at my room now and my room is now like different. Like, my room is a little bit like a little bit more of a cozier side, you know? Like, if you would have been in my room back then when I had all my K-pop stuff just all over the whole room, you would have gotten tired from looking everywhere, because there was just stuff everywhere in every single inch of this room. Like, it started making me feel like I'm drowning in all this stuff. Like, what am I doing with myself? And that goes to the other reason why I stopped with K-pop a little bit, is the amount of things I would just buy for no reason. You know what I mean? My entire room, every single shelf had albums. That shelf had albums, this one had albums, these had albums. And like, I got to the point where, you know, I feel like a lot of us who were obsessed with K-pop but kind of like chilled with it a little bit, like it's not really an obsession of ours anymore, a lot of us kind of get to understand, why are we spending so much money on these albums when all they do is sit there? You know what I mean? Like, had it been something else, like, you know, I'm obsessed with all kinds of stuff. Like, I buy all kinds of stuff, you know, like, I like buying makeup, I like buying books, I like buying movies, like DVDs, you know, but those are all things I can use, you know. Like, I buy books, I read them, I buy makeup, I try it, I wear it, you know. I buy movies, I obviously watch them, you know what I mean. I like bags as well. You guys can see my whole collection of bags just keeps getting more and more filled, but I use them, you know. And with albums, I mean, yeah, there's a CD which you can play, which I can honestly tell you, I never played. Okay, I've never actually played one of my K-pop CDs, like, ever. I've never played one in my life. And frankly, I just got to the point where I'm like, why am I spending so much money on these things where all I really want them for is my background? Like, why am I spending so much money to just add to my background? Like, at that point, just make a green screen and just edit the background how I want it to look and not spend $1. You know what I mean? But I would physically buy stuff and just collect unnecessary K-pop things to just fill it for my background. And I got to the point where I was like, why and what am I doing? Like, what am I doing and why am I doing this to myself? You know what I mean? Now listen, obviously, you know, K-pop, the whole purpose of K-pop is the music, you know, and I do like the music, you know. There's a lot of songs that I still listen to, okay, but there's a lot of songs that I just kind of outgrew. Like, I don't really listen to a lot of the older songs from when I got into K-pop, you know. It's very rare when I hear a song like nowadays and I like it to the point where I add it to my playlist and I'm listening to it all the time. I just don't think that a lot of songs, especially songs nowadays, hit the way that songs did before. Like, I don't know. I'm from, I think, I don't know what generation of K-pop I was in, but I'm from 2016-ish era of K-pop, and to me it was like, this is music. Like, this is beautiful. Like, this right here is just chef's kiss. Like, it is just amazing music. After that though, the K-pop music kind of just like started going in a different direction, and it just didn't really hit the same for me. And especially music nowadays, like the K-pop songs I listen to nowadays, because I still randomly listen to like newer comebacks, they just don't do it for me the way that older songs did. Like, the newest group that I really genuinely like is New Jeans, and I do have their music on my playlist because they've been the only ones who have done it for me recently. Like, I don't know, I just I don't know, like, it's not the same for me anymore. Like, it's just definitely different. It feels different, and I just don't think it's ever gonna feel the way it felt when I first got into it. So that is basically why I left the K-pop community, and I just figured there's probably someone out there who's wondering, like, why did he stop with K-pop videos? Like, what made him just kind of change? You know, whether you understood everything I said or not, at the end of the day, all you can really just think to yourself to kind of make you understand why I did leave the community is, the easiest way for me to say it is that I just outgrew it. Honestly, like, I just feel like I've kind of grown out of that phase of mine. It was definitely a phase, you know, like, it was a phase of mine where I thought it was gonna be my whole life, where I was dedicated to this, and now I'm not. Anyways, bye.